All right, listener, buckle up, because today we are diving deep into the world of CrossFit programming.
Ooh, exciting.
I know, right? But before you hit that stop button thinking, wait a minute, I'm not trying to win the CrossFit games anytime soon.
Right.
Trust me, there's some seriously cool logic in play here that can actually level up any workout routine, no matter your fitness level.
This is what I find so fascinating about it. CrossFit programming, it isn't just about packing on muscle. It's about, well, you could say it's about shocking your system in the best way possible, of course.
Yeah.
Forcing your body to constantly adapt and grow stronger.
It's true, like constantly keeping your body on its toes.
Yes, and that's something we can all benefit from.
Absolutely. And to unlock these workout secrets, to crack the code, we're going straight to the source, an article by CrossFit's founder, Greg Glassman himself.
Oh, wow. Straight from the horse's mouth.
Exactly. And he lays out like their whole programming template.
Really?
Yeah, it's like we're getting a backstage pass to one of the most intense workout regimes out there.
I can't wait. And you know what's interesting? It's not just like a list of rules or anything. It's more like a framework.
Yeah.
And it allows for so much variety, which when you think about it, that's got to be key, right? If you want to keep making progress.
Oh, 100%. It's that muscle confusion idea. But okay, let's unpack this thing. First up, the core schedule. You ready for this? 3 days on, 1 day off.
Oh, wow. Intense.
Intense is right. I don't know about you, but just hearing that makes me want a protein shake and a nap. So tell us, what is the method behind this madness?
Well, it all boils down to like how our muscles actually recover. When we exercise, and especially when we go really hard, high intensity,
Yeah.
we're actually creating these teeny tiny micro tears in our muscle fibers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's actually during the rest period that our bodies get to work repairing those tears and making the muscles even stronger.
So it's like that saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But you gotta give your body a break, a chance to actually rebuild.
Precisely. That's exactly it. That 3-on, 1-off structure, it allows for a higher volume of that really intense training because you're pushing your limits for 3 days straight. And then, crucial part, you're giving your body that 4th day to recover, to rebuild. It's like, how can I explain it? It's like pushing your body to the edge of a cliff, letting it peak over, but then pulling it back and letting it chill, regain its composure so it can come back even stronger.
Okay. I like that analogy. It's strategic. It's not just about pushing yourself to the max 24/7. It's about strategic recovery. But for those of us who aren't, professional athletes, let's be real, that 4-day cycle could be tough to swing.
Yeah.
So what about those of us with a little more, shall we say, life integrated into our schedules?
Right. And Glassman actually addresses that. He offers this 5-on, 2-off alternative. And it's really for those who maybe can't quite manage that 4-day cycle.
Right.
The real key takeaway here is that it's about finding what works for you, what works for your life, for your schedule, your body, all of it.
I love that. It's about adapting the principle. It's not about fitting into some kind of like impossible mold.
Right.
Okay. So we've got this schedule down, but let's get into the nitty-gritty. What are we actually doing during those on days?
Ooh, now this is where things get really interesting.
I bet. Lay it on us.
Okay, so CrossFit, it's built on 3 core modalities, M, G, and W.
Okay, M, G, and W. All right, let me put on my thinking cap here. Is M for muscle mania? G for Mellow. Grueling games.
You're good at this, but not quite.
And W for Epis? Oh, Workout Wednesday.
You're getting closer.
Yeah.
I like the creativity. But no, M actually stands for metabolic conditioning.
Metabolic conditioning. Okay.
Yeah. G represents gymnastics, and W is for weightlifting.
Gymnastics,
Yeah.
like handstands and cartwheels. Wait, really?
Yes, really. But don't picture like those super graceful Olympic routines.
Yeah,
In
right.
CrossFit gymnastics, it's all about incredible body control, like next level, and strength, but using your own body weight.
Okay, so we're talking about like mastering those handstand push-ups, muscle-ups, all those exercises that just make you feel like a superhero, even if you are just using your own body weight.
That's a great way to put it. It's about pushing your body past what you thought possible. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's pump the brakes a little bit before we're all like doing backflips.
Right.
Let's break down each of these modalities a little further, starting with metabolic conditioning.
Okay, so M, metabolic condition. So we're not just like hopping on the elliptical for 30 minutes.
No, not even close.
what makes this M so special in CrossFit?
Okay, so picture this. You are pushing yourself, like to the absolute max. Your heart rate is through the roof, your lungs are burning, and just when you think, I cannot possibly go any further, you dig deep and you find another gear.
Wow. Intense.
Right, that is the essence of metabolic conditioning. We're talking serious, intense, sustained effort, the kind that pushes your cardiovascular system to its absolute limits.
Okay, so not for the faint of heart. So what are we talking about here? Specifically, long runs, rowing machines. Give us the details.
So it could be anything from a 400-meter sprint to a 5-kilometer row.
Right.
Or even, like a grueling combo of exercises. We could be talking burpees, box jumps, kettlebell swings, you name it.
Oh my gosh.
And here's the kicker, all performed with minimal rest.
Yeah.
The goal, keep that engine revving and burn a ton of calories in a short amount of time.
I am exhausted just listening to you describe that. Okay, so M, it's all about that high-intensity cardio blast. But how does that then differ from G, the gymnastics component? We're switching gears from, like, endurance to agility.
You got it. Gymnastics, it's all about mastering your own body weight. It's about developing that coordination, that balance, and that strength in ways that traditional weight training, well, just often misses.
So instead of just lifting heavy things, we're talking about, like, becoming more aware of how your body actually moves through space.
Yeah, like learning to dance with your own weight.
I like it.
And don't underestimate the strength building aspect either.
Oh, I bet.
We're talking about some seriously tough exercises here. Handstand push-ups, muscle-ups, air squats.
Oh.
Things that make you seriously strong, and get this, using just your own body weight.
I'm starting to see how all these modalities work together, how they, like, complement each other. So we've got the M that jacks up your heart rate, the G that turns you into, like, a bodyweight ninja.
Right.
Where does the W, the weightlifting, come into play? What's its role in all of this?
Okay, so think of W, the weightlifting, as like the powerhouse.
Okay, the power.
This is where you build that raw strength by lifting heavy, heavy weights. And often this means using Olympic lifts like snatches, clean, and jerks.
Right.
And then, of course, you've got your classics like your squats, deadlifts, and presses.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get a clearer picture now of these three modalities. So it's like M is the engine, right? G is the control panel, and W is like the raw horsepower of your fitness journey.
I love that. You've got it.
But how do these elements actually all come together in an actual workout?
Well, and that's the beauty of CrossFit programming.
Yeah.
It's like having all these amazing ingredients, right? M, G, and W. And then you get to mix and match them
Oh, fun.
to create endless workout combinations.
So walk us through this CrossFit recipe book. How does it all come together?
Okay, so it all comes down to how these modalities, how we combine them on any given day. So you have your single element days, and those are all about really zeroing in, focusing on just one area.
Right. Okay.
So think
Yeah.
like a 5-kilometer run for M, or maybe you're practicing those handstand walks for G. Or you could be going for a new personal record on your back squat for W.
So those are like your specialty days, really honing in on one skill or one area of fitness.
Exactly. Okay, but then you have what Glassman calls couplets.
Couplets. Okay.
And these are your 2-element days.
Right.
And this is where things get really interesting. This is where we crank up that intensity.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Imagine you're combining those handstand push-ups with heavy deadlifts.
Oh, wow.
So you're challenging your body in these completely different ways, back to back.
Okay, so instead of doing like all of your weightlifting and then all of your cardio, you're alternating between the two within a single workout.
You got it.
Oh, that's smart. So your heart rate is staying elevated. You're maximizing that calorie burn.
Precisely. And time actually becomes a key factor here too.
Right.
Because 2-element days are often structured around, completing a set number of rounds of each exercise, but as fast as possible.
Whoa.
So it's not just about how much you can lift, it's about how much you can lift and how quickly you can move.
Talk about efficiency. This is like next level stuff here. Okay, all right. I think I'm ready. I'm ready for the grand finale. What do these 3-element days look like?
Get ready for the triplet threat.
Ooh.
This is the big one. This is where we combine all three, the M, G, and W, into one epic workout.
I can't even imagine.
All right, so imagine this. A 20-minute AMRAP bay, so as many rounds as possible, of lunges, push presses, and rowing.
Wow.
You are hitting all your energy systems, you're pushing your endurance, you're building strength, and it's all in one go.
Okay, I'm starting to get a visual of those CrossFit Games athletes
Yeah.
right now. They make it look so easy. So with the triplet threat, it's all about how many times you can cycle through those 3 exercises within that set time.
Yeah, exactly. Pace is everything. It's like a true test of not just your endurance, but also your mental toughness. You've got to strategize, you've got to push your limits, and you've got to find that sweet spot where you're working hard, but not burning yourself out too early.
Man, this is starting to sound like a recipe for not just like physical transformation, but mental toughness too. But I have to ask, with all these different combinations, why bother switching it up? Why not just find like a workout you like and just stick with it?
So here's the thing. Our bodies, well, they're incredibly adaptable.
That's a good thing.
It is in life,
Right.
but not so much when it comes to building fitness. If we're doing the same workout day after day, well, our bodies become efficient, right? But that means our progress, it plateaus.
So our bodies get bored with the same old routine.
Essentially, yes. So by constantly varying the stimulus,
Yeah.
throwing in those heavy lifting days, those intense cardio bursts, those challenging gymnastics movements, we're keeping our bodies guessing. And that, my friend, is how we unlock continuous improvement.
It's like that saying, what doesn't challenge you doesn't change you, but like on a whole other level.
Right.
And in CrossFit, it's not just about challenging your muscles either. It's about challenging your cardiovascular system. It's about challenging your coordination, your mental toughness. Like it's like a full system upgrade.
Yes. You're not just building a bigger bicep or running a faster mile. You are developing this well-rounded, highly adaptable athlete, capable of tackling any physical challenge.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And the cool part is, this approach, it isn't just for elite athletes or, CrossFit enthusiasts. The principles behind this programming, they can really be applied to anyone's fitness journey.
Now I'm really starting to see the light here. It's not about like the WOD, the workout of the day. It's about understanding the methodology. It's about the why behind it all.
Yes.
Okay, but all this talk about modalities and structures, I think some concrete examples might be helpful for our listeners.
Yeah, sure.
What are some of the example workouts that Glassman lays out in his article?
So in Table 4, he actually provides like a sample 2-week program. And one example is this 2-element day. Okay, so get this. It's 5 rounds of 5 handstand push-ups and then 5 deadlifts at a specific weight, of course, as fast as possible.
5 rounds of that? Are you kidding me? Talk about a recipe for some serious soreness.
Right.
And some serious results.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just one day's workout. This is strangely motivating.
That's the beauty of CrossFit.
Yeah.
But even if you're planning on doing handstand push-ups anytime soon, the key takeaway here is the power of combining those different movement patterns, those different energy systems.
So even if you're not like a CrossFit devotee, you can still borrow these principles, like mixing up those cardio bursts with the strength training to break out of a workout rut.
Exactly. And that brings us to a really crucial point.
Yeah.
While this CrossFit template, it provides an amazing framework,
Right.
there's still an art to programming effective workouts.
Okay, there's an art to it.
It's not about just throwing like random exercises together and crossing your fingers.
Right.
It's about listening to your body
Ah.
and finding what works for you.
So there's more to it than just following a template. Okay, so what are some of those key ingredients, the things that really separate like a good workout from a truly great one? So there's more to it than just following a template. Okay, so what are some of those key ingredients, the things that really separate like a good workout from a truly great one?
It's kind of like, how can I explain it? It's like building a house.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just, start slapping bricks together without a plan, would you?
Definitely not. Unless I was going for like a DIY disaster or something.
Exactly. A good workout program, it's built on progression. You're gradually increasing maybe the weight you're lifting, the reps or the intensity of your workouts. And you do this over time, right?
Yeah.
So you're essentially challenging your body to level up consistently.
So it's not about going from 0 to 100 overnight. It's about respecting that process and listening to your body.
Yes, exactly. And speaking of listening to your body, another super crucial part of this is recognizing when to push and when to pull back a little. Rest and recovery, they're just as important as all those burpees and snatches.
That makes sense. Everything in moderation, right? Even when it comes to like pushing your physical limits. But I'm curious about something. In the article, Glassman, he mentions something that seems a little, well, at odds with all this meticulous planning we've been talking about.
Oh, really? What's that?
he talks about like the element of luck in finding, those really effective workouts, the ones that really click for you. So how does that fit in?
Well, and that's what makes all this so fascinating, because even with the most well-designed program, the most perfect plan on paper, there's still this element of individual response that we just can't fully predict. It's like, you imagine you're following the same recipe as like a master chef,
Okay, yeah.
but your cake,
Hmm.
it might turn out a little bit different.
Right, because we're each working with a slightly different oven. It's like our bodies, our genetics, or our history with training, it all plays a role.
Exactly. And sometimes the most effective workout, the one that really transforms you, well, it might be the one that surprises you, the one that you discover through trial and error, through, listening to your body's feedback and then adjusting your approach.
So it's not just about sticking to this like super rigid plan. It's about staying open to that experimentation, to fine tuning and really discovering what works best for you.
Exactly. And honestly, that's what makes fitness so interesting. It's this journey of self-discovery, of pushing your limits and constantly learning and evolving.
This whole conversation has been incredibly eye-opening. We went from like decoding the CrossFit template to really uncovering the art of programming effective workouts. We even touched on like the role of luck in the whole fitness journey.
It's all connected. It really is. And CrossFit, as intense as it can be,
Mm-hmm.
it offers this framework that just makes sense. It emphasizes that variety, that intensity, and that constant adaptation. And those are principles that can truly elevate anyone's workout routine.
Absolutely. So whether you are a seasoned athlete or just starting out on your fitness journey, there's something really valuable to be learned here. Remember, it's not about the burpees or the barbells. It's about understanding these core principles, listening to your body's cues, and most importantly, enjoying the process.
I'm going to say it better myself. And on that note, dear listener, we'll leave you with this. What will your fitness journey uncover? Keep exploring, keep pushing those boundaries, and keep that curiosity burning. Until next time, happy training.